Hey guys, how you doing? It is Angel from Angel's Real Life, and I want to thank you for watching me and joining me as I do my wig, which is a knotless braid with some bohemian hair in it, I guess, like the bohemian curly hair. Anyway, stick around as I give you a story time of how I became a business owner and how I started my business that I've been doing now for about 20 years or more. So stay tuned. So hey guys, to tell you how I started my business, I got to go back to the beginning, which is high school. I graduated high school in 1997 from a very small town in Florida, and I actually had no intentions of attending college or doing too much after high school. I earned my CNA license through a special program while I was in the 11th grade or 12th grade in high school. I can't remember. I just remember working at a nursing home in high school and kind of making money, which was a big deal because I was a teenager and I was able to make money, work with nurses, doctors, and patients in a nursing home. And while I was working in a nursing home, the company that I was working for decided that they wanted to give scholarships and pay for their staff to go back to nursing school. There was a shortage of nurses. So I said, hey, you know what? Since they're paying, I might as well go and get this free education and let them pay for me to go to nursing school. So I went up to see the director of nursing at that time, and everybody was going back saying, hey, I got approved for the scholarship. So I went up, I was like, hey, I want to go to nursing school. I want to apply for the scholarship that is being given out by the company. And the director of nursing at that time was a woman whose skin color didn't look like mine. And I guess she didn't have faith in me because she was like, I don't think you have what it takes to be a nurse. Interestingly enough, fast forward 20-something years later, I own a university and we teach people that are nurses and nurse practitioners. I do resumes and all kind of stuff with nurses. But anyway, back to my story. So she didn't think that I had what it took. She didn't think I had the aptitude. She didn't think I was the right skin color. And so she denied me from receiving the scholarship to enter into nursing school. I got mad. I got really mad. I got pissed off, actually. But I'm the type of person, if you piss me off the right way, I don't get mad in a way that I get discouraged. I get mad and angry in a way that I become encouraged. So I was like, this bitch got me fucked all the way up. So I went to nursing school. I resigned from full-time and went down to as needed and part-time, and I enrolled in nursing school. So I was in the very first nursing program that was given in our city, which is pretty much a predominantly black city where I'm from. And so I was in the very first nursing program, and even that was a struggle. There was a lot of, I would say, looking back in hindsight, which is 2020, a lot of racism. There were things that was set up for us, first group of ladies, to not succeed. It was a pilot program. And long story short, I went through hell and high water to finally, finish nursing school and become a nurse. So I went back after I graduated nursing school, and I went back to the job there where I left, because there are not many nursing jobs or not many nursing homes or hospitals in that small town where I'm from. So you can only work either there or one or two other places in nursing. So I went back, and this woman was still the director of nursing. And she was like, "You're back. So you're going to apply for a CNA position? We got a lot of positions open." And I was like, no, I want to apply for a nursing position because I went to nursing school and I passed my boards, and now I'm a nurse, and I want to apply for a nursing job. So she was so shocked. She was so surprised. She remembered the words of discouragement that she gave. She remembered her refusal to invest in me with the company's education funds. And she felt compassion. She felt, she felt like she made a mistake. So at that time, they were paying nurses like $16 an hour. But because she felt so convicted, which is the word I'm looking for what she did, she paid me $4 an hour more than all of the other nurses there. So I was making $20 an hour, which in 2024 is not much, right? But I was making $20 an hour right out of high school and right out of college in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I began working as a nurse. So fast forward, I was satisfied with that job. I felt like I was making good money. I was happy. I bought a house. I was married. I had a car. I had kids. I basically felt like I had the perfect life. Well, in 2005, I think it was, Hurricane Charlie came. I'm not sure. We have so many hurricanes in Florida. Guys, listen, don't get me caught up on the hurricane names, okay? But I was a pastor at that time. So I was already a business owner when I started nursing school, but I was pastoring. But how I became an owner of a university is that in 2005, Hurricane Charlie hit the city where we were living and destroyed the nursing home where I was working. So everybody was out of work that did not want to travel. And so I traveled to the other nursing facilities that my company owned at that time, but I couldn't do much because I had, my children to care for. My son, and my family. And I was pastoring. So I came back home, and one night while I was in prayer, I felt a spirit, a voice, I'm clairaudient, tell me to do free classes for the community at the church where I was pastoring. So I called up the people that I knew from the nursing home that was also out of work, that worked in dietary, that worked in housekeeping, that worked in the people that did the floors, housekeeping, there you go. And I say, hey guys, I'm going to give you guys a free class at the church to become CNAs. I've not done this before, but if you want to come, I'm going to do it for you for free, and you can go challenge the test. If you pass, the state of Florida will give you a nursing license from the Board of Nursing. I had 40 seats and 50 students showed up. I didn't turn anybody away because I knew I had heard the voice of God. I also didn't have any money. So I just basically took money that I had saved up and money from my income tax returns, and I poured everything into this pilot program, and I did the class for free. We didn't have desks. We didn't have chairs. People were sitting on the floor because I only had 40 chairs and 50 people showed up. I bought everybody clipboards, and I gave them pen and I gave them paper. And I began to blindly teach this class that I had no experience teaching, but I knew that I wanted to give back to the community, and I knew that I wanted to help. So I did it on the weekends, and the first class finished of 50 ladies. And they all scheduled to take their test, and 10 of them went to test on one day at the same location somewhere in Fort Lauderdale. I can't remember. And I remember waiting on the news, and they all called me back except one, and they all failed, all 10 of them, except one student. And I was so embarrassed, I was so humiliated, and I was like, God, I thought you called me to do this. And then the next day, another group went, and they all passed. And then the next time, the next group went. So basically, 40 out of the 50 students passed. But the students that didn't pass, I got the news of them failing first. So I thought I had failed. And eventually, those 10 students went back, and they retook the test. You get 3 tries, and they passed. So fast forward from there, I just decided to keep doing it, and I started charging $100. And then from there, I started charging $200. And this is something that I was doing basically on Saturdays. And in 2006 or 7, somewhere up in there, the economy crashed and the economy failed. And I got another story time about how I lost my job. But I ended up losing my job. So this business of teaching people how to become CNAs on the side became a main thing for me to fill in the gap to make extra cash, because I had lost my job. And I no longer was just doing it because I wanted to give back. I was doing it also now because I needed to support my family. So I segued into teaching. And had I not been fired, I would have never became or opened my, business. And after that, like, a bunch of people in the community where I'm from started calling, like, Board of Education, detectives. They was just calling everybody, trying to get me to stop basically teaching these young ladies how to become CNAs in the state where I live. I kept going, and because people were trying to get me to stop, I got pissed off. And so I started not only teaching people how to become nurses and stuff, I opened a theology school. And I started teaching people how to become pastors and Christian counselors. And so fast forward from 2005, we're now in 2024. About 19 years later. 19, because my son was 1 when I started doing this. I own what is known today as ABM University. When I graduated high school, I had no intentions on going to college, and I ended up going to college. I had no intentions on owning my own business. I had every intention to work for somebody the rest of my life. And I ended up what I consider working completely and totally for God for the past 19 years. Has it been hard? I consider that some days it's been harder than others. It's definitely not been easy, and I've had a lot of challenges. But I don't regret it one bit, the things that I've went through to get to where I am today. Sometimes even now, the future is very uncertain with me and this business, but I keep going. And that's how I got where I am today, by just keep going. And it's been a fight, and I've had to fight, and I've had to keep pushing. But, I'm here in 2024. I'm grateful. And I thank God for all of the accomplishments and the lives that He's allowed me to touch with this business that I had no intentions on doing, that's been around now for this amount of time. So we're coming, and so that's how I began to own ABM University. But we're coming up on the end of the video, and I just want to say again, thank you for watching. Let's take a quick pause for a minute. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. So what I'm doing now is I'm just blending the lace around the edges so that my hair will look like it's growing out of my scalp, and that you won't be able to see where the hair starts and where it ends, and it'll actually look like I sat down in somebody's chair and got my hair braided. Now, these braided wigs last forever. They can last up to a year if you take care of them, take them off, wash them and everything like that. So I'm not a fan of baby hairs. You see I cut mine off, and plucking what little ones are left, because I'm just not a fan of baby hairs. I have a big forehead and I want nothing laying on my forehead. But this is the finished look. So yeah, I hope you like it. I love it. Turn around, give it a spin. And thank you for joining my story time about how I started ABM University.